Hello guys. Welcome in the YouTube. In this video, I will review a real story that is poured in the US Drama Biography film entitled The Pursuit of Happiness. Revered in 2006. The film is directed by Gabriel Much. Channel and producer by Will Smith and friends. The film took the 1981 setting in San Francisco, California. The main character of this film is Chris Gardner, the 30-year-old man who works as a salesman and lives with his wife Linda, as well as the 5-year-old son named Christopher. Okay, just go to his story. The film begins with Chris, who drove his son to be deposited in the childcare. Along the way, Christopher says that he will make a list of birthday gifts he wants, while Chris replied that he could only get 2 prizes. Finally deliver his son, Chris leaving work while casting a large machine. At the bus stop, he met a man who seems less sane, then repeatedly called the machine as a time machine. The machine is actually a portable bone scanner machine. Chris has spent all the family savings to buy the engine franchise. Chris tried to sell the scan tool from one hospital to another, but unfortunately most doctors consider the tool too expensive. It has a target to sell the tool at least 2 pieces every month to be able to meet the needs of his family. But lately he had difficulty to sell any, so it looked trouble paying taxes and fond of his car park. One day, he accidentally met a man who brought the red Ferrari car. Chris filed 2 questions in the man: what's his job, and how he can do it? The man replied he was a stockbroker, and he added that it does not need to go to college to work as a stockbroker. Just should be smart and counting people. After talking to the man, Chris stared at the people who passed on the surrounding streets with their respective busyness. He asks himself, these people look very happy, why he cannot look happy as they are. The scene is very touching heart. The next day, Chris decided to go to the Broadman company Dean Witter Reynolds to find out about jobs of internship, where the company promises work for the best internship. Before entering into the building, he entered his scan tool to a girl who was in the front of the building. He gave the girl $1 and said he did not take the tool because the tool is not valuable. Chris was then surprised when she saw the girl ran away to carry her tool. He rushed out of his conversation with the company manager, then pursued the girl up to the subway station. But he did not manage to catch the girl because the girl is gone to the train. This time Chris called a part of his life as being stupid for believing his tool to the girl. Chris came home with lethargic while looking at the apprenticeship program form he held. The program turned out to just recruit 20 people to eat every 6 months. And later there will only be 1 person who can be a fixed worker. The Chris's life section, he said. When he did not deliver, the girl who stole his tool on the streets was casting his tool along with a man who seemed to want to buy the tool. Chris ran after them and finally managed to get the tool back. The tool is very valuable to him because he has spent his savings to buy the tool in large quantities for resale. So he did not want to lose any of the things. After it's home, Chris gives a birthday present in the form of a basketball to the Christopher with a groove. Unlike his wife Linda staring at them both with ordinary views. Chris then approached Linda, who was smoking outside, and was about to tell the incident where he pursued his thieves. But Linda has no matter because he is tired of their current situation. Previously they were often quarreled because of the economic and Linda issues also defeated Chris's desire to want to apply for work in the brokerage company. Chris then met a man named Twistle to ask the internship form that he asked a month ago. Chris also lied that he wanted to go to the same goal as the Twistile to get along the same taxi. Throughout the journey, Chris tried to tell about his work experience, but Twistle appeared to be busy with his Rubik. Chris said that he was able to finish the Rubik, but Twistle does not believe. According to him, there are no people who can solve it. Chris also proved that he could finish the Rubik in a short time. Previously, Chris did look often played Rick belonging to Christopher. Without difficulty, Chris also often tells the way that when still in school he is very clever, especially in the field of mathematics. When it was in the goal, Twistle seemed to be dumbfounded because Chris managed to solve the Rubik. until he forgot to pay Argo taxi. Chris, who has no money, was finally forced to run from a taxi and then went on the subway. The poor engine scanner, who always he took care of the train that had shut up, and finally, regardless of his grasp. Amid the misfortune, he came home and found Linda had gone away. The home brings Christopher. He appealed to panic when his home phone rang. It turns out a call from Twistle, who asks whether Chris can come to Dean Witter's office for an interview of its apprentice app. Twistle also mentioned his secretary phone number that was eventually memonized by Chris. Because he did not find a pen to record with panic that was still hit, Chris browsed the streets of his house to look for his wife and son as she memorized the phone number he had shot. Here it can be seen that Chris does have intelligence related to numbers. Chris finally approached Linda in his workplace to ask Christopher to live with him. They again fight, and Linda said that he was not happy that was left with Chris by saying, "Then go to seek your happiness." Chris then picked up Christopher in the daycare and took him home to stay with him. The misfortune backwards against Chris, the police came his home when he was painting the wall of his house. He was forced to have in the night of the night because he could not afford to pay a penalty of his car. The next morning, he rushed from the police station to the Depart Witter Brokerage Company to attend a job interview with a shabby app, as well as the face of the paint stain, because he did not get home to take a shower and change clothes. The interview ended with a laughter. Since Chris is able to show the presence and expertise, speak though with a very shabby appearance. Although the interview ends successfully, Chris looks changed, because during an internship within 6 months, he will not be paid. While for now, he deepened the money to pay for the hire and his cost of his life with his son. On the other side of Linda has also decided to go to New York. But Chris remains that Christopher lives with him. After weighing, finally Chris received an apprentice job at Dean Witter Reynolds. They sold the rest of the scanner tool he had. Part of his life he calls the internship world. Again, the channel is overriding Chris. On the first day his apprentices, he happened to see a man who brought his lost scanner tool when stuck at the train door. He tried to pursue the man but failed because he was almost hit by the car when crossing. This incident made shoes on his left leg apart and lost. But he remained back to the office without wearing shoes on his left leg. Chris lived his apprentice life with a hard work, even though he felt that he was underestimated and unrecognized. He never gave up on his work and worked more active than anyone. In hope, he will be a fixed worker. After completing the apprentice, Christopher's life looks fine. Up to another part of his life he calls tax pay. The government took money in his bank account without the first approval because Chris had too long to tax payments. His channel did not stop until there, when he again found a man who brought his scanner tool in the park. But the tool was broken, so it was not successful, he sells. Then Chris was out of money. Even he was tucked away from his house. He was forced to sleep in the public WC and eventually stayed at the Great Memory Cross. Due to the limitations of the place, they should come on time and queuably to get the room. Sometimes they succeed, sometimes also failed and forced to sleep outside. On the sidelines of his busy life, Chris tried to improve the scanner tool that was self-damaged, and successfully sold it. With the money sales of the tool, he can stay at the hotel for overnight and go to the beach with Christopher. The trouble that he could not make Chris give up will live. It is even more active to run his duty to become a fixed worker at Dean Witter Reynolds. Anane has a smart brain. Chris also has a friendly and smart personality, builds connections with the surrounding. He even managed to complete the license test to be a stockbroker faster than other candidates. Up to the last day of his apprentice, Chris was called to the meeting room by his manager. He joked that today he was wearing a shirt was not like the clothes he held in his day of his interview, because today is the last day he works here. Chris' manager Mr. Fromm grateful to him and said that tomorrow he had to wear a shirt again because tomorrow was his first day working as a permanent employee. Chris came out with eyes glassing and cried along the way to a daycare to pick up Christopher. Because he arrived in a small part of his life he was doing a true happiness. The epilogue of this film is a real story, explains Chris Gardner, who has set up a broadcast firm in 1987 which he named Gardner Rich. In 2006, Chris sold minority stocks in his firm's firm in millions of dollars. Well, from here the movie ends. But the spirit of Chris and his son will continue to accompany every audience to be excited and not despair in living life. The conclusion we can take from this film is not to be asking with every problem in life. Hard work is really the answer to our previous actions and struggles. And thank you for watching this video until the end. Do not forget and subscribe. See you soon.